Hello, I'm Susan Cole from NAM aidsmap.
Hello, I'm Angelina Namiba from the Forum Network of Mentor Mothers, and today
we're going to be showing you how to make U equals U t-shirts. So, Angelina, can you tell the audience what actually U equals U means?
So Susan, U equals U stands for undetectable equals untransmittable. What that means is that when someone living with HIV takes their HIV medication and achieves and maintains an undetectable viral load, an undetectable viral load means the virus in your body is very low and well controlled. It means you cannot pass it on to an sexual partner.
Fantastic. Why is the U equals U message so important for many people living with HIV?
The U equals U message is important for people living with HIV for so many reasons. I'm just going to talk about a few because I can't cover all of them. But I think one key thing is that if you achieve an undetectable viral load, it means you cannot pass it on. And that means for some people, it can make, it's a simpler way of being able to talk about your status to a partner who is not living with HIV. But also, it has the potential to challenge a lot of the stigma around, because we know that a lot of the stigma that happens is also because a lot of people fear the fact that somebody with HIV will pass HIV on to them. Has the potential of challenging that. But also, with an undetectable viral load, you have the potential to have a good quality of life, because of course then you remain well, etc., etc. But the other thing I think is important, although this is a really powerful message, is just that we must not forget and we must not stigmatize or ostracize people who cannot achieve an undetectable viral load, because there will be a number of people who will not be able to achieve undetectable viral load for all sorts of reasons. Maybe there will be lack of access to treatment, maybe they have issues with adherence, for all sorts of reasons as well. So as we go about making sure that the U equals U message gets out there, we must remember that in terms of people who cannot achieve undetectable viral load, it's about what needs to happen, what are the barriers for them, and how can they be supported to also achieve undetectable viral load.
When did you first start making U equals U t-shirts?
So the very first U equals U t-shirts I made were in, I think, July 2018, and that was just before the National HIV Association Nurses Conference. We call it NIVNA for short. And they were going to be having a study day on U equals U, and myself and some colleagues were going to be speaking at the conference on the study day. So I made some t-shirts for us to wear on the panel. And then the next set of t-shirts I made were, we were going to go to the AIDS conference in Amsterdam in 2018. And so I made t-shirts for myself and for Bruce Rickman, who you may know. He's the founder of Prevention Access Campaign, and he's a fantastic advocate for U equals U. He's done great work across the globe. And so, I made the t-shirts for us to wear because we're going to be interviewed for the conference channel.
What inspired you to start making U equals U t-shirts?
I think what inspired me to start making the t-shirts are two reasons, really. The first reason is I wanted, this powerful message that we know about was not getting out there into the community, and I just thought it would be nice to have an innovative way to actually get the message out to the community. So I just thought, why not put it on a t-shirt? It could be as a conversation starter. For instance, somebody will stop you in the street and ask you, what's that, why are you wearing that? And you can start explaining to it. But it's also just nice to be able to wear it without having to do a whole PowerPoint presentations about what U equals U is. You can explain in simple language about it. But for me also, that's the first thing that inspired me to do it. But then the second reason that inspired me to do it was actually something that happened by chance. So a couple of years ago, I got very ill and I was in hospital for a very long time. And when I came out, I was isolating. It was during the pandemic. I was isolating, couldn't go out, I was weak, and I spent a lot of time sitting on this very sofa actually watching Netflix and all sorts of programs. And so I found that I needed to be doing something with my hands. So I just started making U equals U t-shirts, more and more of them. And then people would ask me to make them, and they would take pictures and put them on Twitter, and other people would ask for them. So I started making more, and what I do now is I make them and then just ask people to make a donation on the ForumNet website, because of course, like any other small charity, we need to fundraise and we don't have a lot of funds. So yeah, so that's what's happening now. So I really enjoy making them, because it's something, even, you know, now I've broken my leg, I still have to sit on the sofa for a long time. So I've just continued doing it. It's something I can use my hands to do.
Fantastic. Your U equals U t-shirts are absolutely amazing. I've got one and I've seen them around and they're incredible.
Thanks.
But how hard are they to make? Because I cannot sew to save my life.
Honestly, they're really easy. They just involve backstage.
Back. Is that a technical sewing term?
It's not. It's really easy. I can show you how to do it.
Let's do it.
Make some t-shirts.
Okay, let's make some t-shirts. So, Angelina, what do we need to make a U equals U t-shirt?
Well, just really few basic things. So firstly, you need some fabric. I like to use African fabric because it's nice and colorful. And then you need a t-shirt, of course, and you decide what color you want. Then you need some cotton, so it's good to use the cotton that matches the fabric. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right?
I didn't know that.
You know how you match your jewellery?
Yes.
That's how you match the cotton to the fabric.
Okay.
Then some needles, of course. Good pair of scissors. Yeah. You need something that you can use to actually cut the fabric so that it's the right shape. Yeah.
Okay.
So for that, you just draw it like that, and these are the measurements. Very simple.
What are the measurements?
So lengthwise are 6.5 inches, and then that bit of the U is 2.5 inches, and the inside bit is 4.3 inches. This is for a standard t-shirt. If you're making for a child or for a baby, for instance, you'd need to make it smaller. And then you need to also have these little cuts in there, because they would make it easier when sewing. It's easier for you to fold it, and then you can sew it later. So that's what you use to cut out the fabric, yeah?
Okay.
So really, really simply, what you need to do, this is the piece of fabric that you have. Can you hold that for me for a minute?
And I'm like your glamorous assistant?
Yes, my glamorous assistant. So here, I just cut out some little squarish pieces of fabric. Okay.
Okay.
And then you place the U on there. And then I just use pin cushions to hold it so that I can cut straight. Do you think you could cut this for me?
I think I probably can just about cut. Where's the nearest hospital? Just in case.
It's the Homerton. So.
Be ready.
But to be honest, I'm a bit busy. I don't have time to go to A&E. So can you please be careful with this?
Okay, so am I going to be cutting?
So what you need is to cut out that shape, yeah?
Okay, look at me.
That's right.
Doing. So
you cut that out, and once you've cut it out, what you need to do is then what you'd have after you've cut that out would be carry on cutting, though. You get something like this, so you get these two here.
Okay.
And then you get the U's.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get so good at doing things like this?
Just trial and error, but also I also have a nice friend, Charity, who showed me how to actually make the letters easier to sew.
Okay.
Because I used to do it this way, and then because what I do, once I've cut it out that way, then what I do is I will sew the borders in to make them neater. Can you see how that looks like? To make them neater. But then you also need to sew the inside. So I never used to put the little, those little cuts here. But when you put the cuts there, it makes it much easier to actually fold it in when you come to that bit. And then you sew it, yeah?
And it doesn't matter if it's exact, it's just sort of like a rough shape?
It's a rough shape. And then so, you see the way you're cutting that out now?
Yes.
You see this bit in the middle is the one you're going to use to create the equals.
I
use every piece of the fabric. See this piece here?
Oh, look at that. Cut out. Ow! I just got stabbed.
Like I said, I don't have time to go to A&E, okay?
Okay.
That's brilliant. Okay, so what you do now is just cut here. So this is what we're going to use just here to create the equals.
Where?
Here, straight down here.
Straight, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just cut straight along there. Okay.
And then down just here a little bit, because we want it to look something like this.
So,
But don't worry if it's not too straight.
Cutting like...
No, further down, that's it.
Okay, all right. Okay, that seems quite straightforward.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So we've got something like this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so you need that, so you need the letters, you need the U's, U, and you need the U equals U, right?
Okay.
So that's going to be the U, you'll have the equals in the middle, and then you have the other U there. Okay, but one thing you haven't done yet, if you look closely at this prototype letter here, just put this to the side here. There's some little notches here. Can you see the little notches?
Oh yes.
Those are the ones that help you to when you're sewing. Because you need to sew all the way around to make it neat.
Okay. So
when you're sewing and you fold it there like that, it makes it easier.
Okay.
So with the notches, because the notches are already there,
yes,
you just go exactly where they are.
Okay.
Cut in there, and you cut in there. Yeah, very simple. There. And you cut in there. Okay. So we've got the U. I think I'll sew the U.
Okay.
So what we want to do now is to get this equal sign into a nice rectangle, right?
Okay.
So you just fold that way.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to use a pin to make this a bit easier, but I'll show you the stitch in a minute here. Just that way. Okay. This is just to make sure that we keep that straight.
That is a good idea.
Have you done sewing before?
When I was at primary school many decades ago, I did a little bit, and I think I was probably the worst of everyone in the class.
We shall rectify that
Thank
today.
you so much.
So I'll do one and then you can see what I do. You go in there like that. Yeah. In it goes. Just go in there. Can you see? And out there. Yeah.
Okay. So you go back.
Yeah, that's why it's called
backstage.
Correct.
I'm learning so fast.
You are. So you go back again.
Yes.
And then you go to the front.
Okay.
And then you pull that. You want to give it a go?
I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Because I'm left-handed.
Do you want to just do it this way?
So do I go from underneath?
No, we've already gone underneath.
Oh.
So you want to go back?
That way?
Yes. No, that's fine.
Okay.
You can do it one at, because I'm used to that. Yes, pull the thread out.
Pull the thread.
And
yeah, check me sewing. Have you got one that we've done before?
Yes, we have. As you can see, these are here. I've already made the edges, sewed the edges.
And so you've pinned it all in place?
I've pinned it all in place.
Yes.
And it's ready for me to start sewing.
So did you do sewing at school?
I did. We did what we used to call needlework.
Okay.
And I remember because I was in school in Kenya, in secondary school, when we were doing this, the first thing that we learned to make was a half apron.
Okay.
Do you remember those half aprons that people like Mary Berry wear with little gathers here and yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what.
Yeah,
that's
you
what
can
I
make that. Yeah, when it's my birthday, I half apron, please.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah,
I can make that for you.
Lovely.
So that's how I do it, and then usually I can either start here, going this way. Yeah. So the pin is just in place to help guide me.
And what stitch are you doing for this?
Backstitch.
Always
Told
backstitch.
You, it's all about backstitch.
Okay.
When I finish with this one, I'll do that one. I usually do the equals last. I make sure that these are aligned.
Okay.
And then I place the equals. So, would you like to see a finished product?
I would love to see a finish. I'm still working on my equals.
So there you go. So that's the finished product.
Amazing.
This is one of the first ones that I made. It's like probably the third batch that I made. Yeah.
And do people stop you in the street and ask you about these t-shirts?
Some have, although I tend mostly to wear them like if I'm going to events and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, if they stop me, then I'll tell them.
Wonderful. Because the U equals U message is so powerful and so transformative.
It is.
For many people.
It is.
And like, as you say, there's different ways of getting information across, and something as fun and creative as this is just, it's wonderful.
It is. It's amazing. I mean, and it's also very therapeutic. I sit down, okay, you can be watching something and you're sewing. So I moved on from t-shirts and I thought, I'll put them on a dress. So I've got a jumper dress is another one that I did.
Lovely.
But you can do it on anything. I've put it on a pair of dungarees. And some people put them on bags. It's just, be creative about it.
Fantastic. Well, you certainly are so creative, Angelina.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me into your home and to show me how to make U equals U t-shirts.
You're very welcome. Shall we have a glass of Prosecco to celebrate?
I think so, yes.
So there you go. We hope you enjoy that. That is how you make a U equals U t-shirt. We hope you enjoy that and you can go and try it out at home. However, don't worry if you don't remember all the steps. Susan, where can they find this information?
You can find out all the information step by step on the aidsmap website and also on the 4M website. But if you want some more information about U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable, please go to the aidsmap.com website where you can find out all about it in a variety of formats. Thank you so much for joining us and happy sewing.
Happy sewing.
Bye.